Good evening and welcome to the evening news. We're going to begin with breaking news. We have learned that 14 members of the Baylor baseball team were suspended over hazing accusations.
A statement from the school says it's connected to an incident that happened in February of 2019 and that drugs or alcohol was not involved. The school also says the suspensions will be staggered over 3 weeks, starting with the season opener next week.
New details tonight on a fatal crash. We are talking to a Good Samaritan who jumped in to help after a child was thrown out of a burning car.
ABC13's Micah Hatfield has more.
It was obvious today as we stood on this median with the family as they put together this growing memorial exactly how much they're suffering. They're hurt over not just the loss of one life, not two, but three, and frustrated at the person who took away their loved ones. Yesenia Aguilar had plans to meet up with her cousin Diana Escobar and her newborn Ricardo on Sunday. This afternoon, it really hit her that they won't be able to catch up. Aguilar stood crying at the site where Diana, Ricardo, and Diana's mother, Piedad Soriano, were killed in a fiery crash.
Diana and her mom, every party, they love filling up the houses or the hall with balloons. They love decorations, they love balloons, and I mean, that's something that we feel we should put for them.
But this isn't a celebration, in fact, quite the opposite. Aguilar says her family is broken right now because of Gregory Smith's choice. He's charged with 3 counts of intoxicated manslaughter for this: flying through a red light at Beltway 8 in Antoine Wednesday evening, slamming into the family's van, causing it to burst into flames. An unbelievable sight.
It's an innocent 3-month-old baby and his mother that did not deserve to die the way they did.
This is video from last year when Smith was arrested for burglary, robbery, and harassment.
Man, you gotta be criminal, man.
He talks back to the judge in probable cause court, tries to leave, but is brought back by bailiffs. Then, as the judge continues to speak to the now 30-year-old, he curses back. Aguilar heard about Smith's previous outburst.
That only made me furious. It's like, this guy, he has really has like issues. I don't know what's going on with him, but for him to act that way in front of a judge, knowing what he caused other people, that's unacceptable.
Smith is referred to by law enforcement as a career criminal. At the time of the crash, he was out on bond for a previous DWI charge.
He knew better. He's a 30-year-old man that he should know that getting behind the wheel after you've been smoking, drinking, or whatever it was, it's not right.
Today, just about every car that passed through the intersection of Beltway 8 and Antoine stopped to give the family a few dollars and even sometimes a hug. In Northwest Harris County, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Well, tonight, a Fort Bend ISD coach is under investigation after he's accused of using a racial slur during a classroom discussion about rap music, and now he's on leave while the district investigates.
ABC 13's Erica Simon is taking a closer look at what happened.
The students here at Dulles High made it clear to me today. Everybody is talking about this video that's circulating on social media. What started out as a simple conversation in the classroom quickly went downhill.
Everybody out there is saying.
Even though we bleeped some of the words in this video, they're clear as day.
People are mad that he said that.
A student at Dulles High School in Sugar Land recorded a teacher using the N-word not once, but several times. It appears he was trying to make a point about young people using the term casually to each other, particularly in rap music.
I saw it on Snapchat, and I think it's pretty racist. We shouldn't have teachers like this.
Most students we spoke to share that sentiment. Others aren't bothered.
I don't really take offense to it. If he has a reason of saying it, but if he doesn't have a reason, then he shouldn't be saying it.
The superintendent for Fort Bend ISD weighed in on Twitter saying, quote, racial slurs are unacceptable behavior by any standard and will not be tolerated in Fort Bend ISD. This is already under investigation, will be dealt with swiftly and assertively. We went by the suspected teacher's home, but he quickly shut the door and declined to comment. We're not naming or identifying him since he hasn't formally been disciplined. Regardless of the teacher's intent, most feel he shouldn't have said what he did.
Poor judgment, and it's easy to do.
The principal of Dulles sent out a letter to parents saying that the behavior of the staff member in that video is disappointing and it does not reflect the environment that they are trying to cultivate at DHS. That employee is currently on leave while the district investigates. In Sugar Land, Erica Simon, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Social media post apparently played a crucial role in a hearing that certified a teenager to stand trial for murder as an adult. According to court documents, Kiona Mutan lured Lamar High School student DeLindsay Mack to his death with promises of a romantic relationship. Days after his death, she tweeted, quote, "She handled the business and don't ever tell," end quote. She also visited the alleged gunman in jail and tweeted, quote, "If breaking somebody out of jail was easy, I would have done it by now."
A Houston rapper who goes by the name OMB Bloodbath is accused of orchestrating several attacks as a gang leader. Alexandra Nix learned that she was indicted on charges of engaging in organized activity while she was in court for an outstanding warrant. She allegedly directed a 2017 murder as part of a gang war. Nix will have to cancel recording sessions in California because she can't leave the county now without approval if she posts $300,000 bond. Well, after more than 400 days, a Houston police officer who was nearly killed by a drunk driver is back in his uniform. Officer John Daly's car burst into flames when he was hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah, he was badly burned, but now he's been cleared to go back to work. ABC13's Nick Guttario has more.
This is a moment John Daly has waited for. After more than 400 days, he stood inside Houston Police Department headquarters, once again proudly sporting an HPD logo.
That's the only thing I talk about.
Late last week, Daly received the approval.
I think my exact words were, "It's about time."
Getting back wasn't easy. On Christmas Eve, more than a year ago, officers say a drunk driver slammed into his cruiser. The accident injured Daly and his partner. Daly suffered burns to more than half his body. He's gone through hours of rehab and nearly 40 surgeries to get back to work.
I'm like a frequent flyer when it comes to surgeries, but, you know, whatever I got to do to get it done, I'll get it done.
Daly's HPD return wasn't only uplifting for himself, but it's left a mark on the entire department.
We didn't think John was coming back. At first, we didn't even know John was going to survive, but he's a fighter.
Daly's fight isn't over. His goal is to be a patrol officer. Right now, he's only cleared for desk duty. Daly isn't sure when doctors will make his dream come true, but just being back at HPD, Daly says, is proof hard work is worth it.
It's kind of a step in the right direction to putting the suspect, you know, in my mind, putting him away, you know, maybe not behind bars, but like, you know, as his impact on me as a victim, I get to put him away.
A survivor who continues to serve as an inspiration, not only at HPD, but for anyone who has suffered a setback in life.
At the end of the day, I'm a police officer and I want to do police work.
Nick Guttario, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right. Well, we also know as well that after a roller coaster weather week, what can we expect this weekend?
We're all wondering about that. Chief Meteorologist Travis Herzog has more. Travis?
All right. Looking okay for the first half of the weekend, especially. Not as cold as it was this morning. Instead of the mid-30s, we'll be down into the mid-40s. 66 your high. A little cooler than today because of added clouds as a weak front blows in. Then for Sunday, we'll see some scattered rain showers in the afternoon into the evening. Temperatures climbing up into the middle 70s. Tonight will be in the low 40s north of Houston, mid-40s along I-10. And then down near the coast, we're looking at the mid-50s. With the wind more easterly tomorrow, that's going to bring up the humidity levels, and so it won't get as warm as it did today. We're looking at widespread high temperatures in the upper 60s. Get ready for storms to really return as we head into Monday. A slow-moving cold front blows in with some slow-moving heavy thunderstorms, and that could lead to some isolated pockets of street flooding. And when you look at our rainfall projection over the next 7 days, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches pretty widespread, and that increases the farther northeast that you go to Houston. And the primary window when this can occur looks to be Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday night. And then by Thursday and Friday, Valentine's Day, we dry out again. So great weather for the first half of the week, and that's pretty much guaranteed. And then some of you will get a little bit of rain on Sunday. Others will stay completely dry. Then most of us get showers and thunderstorms Monday. That front pushes down just offshore on Tuesday. Still a chance of rain behind it, though, with some cooler temperatures. The front then lifts back inland on Wednesday, so it turns warmer and a bit stormier. Then the front pushes southward again, this time a good push to the south, and that's what leads to some lovely weather by Valentine's Day. Back to you.
We are seeing widespread interstate closures this weekend in very busy areas near downtown on I-10 between Waco and Gregg. All main lanes closed for the demolition of the Waco Street Bridge, not reopening until Monday morning at 5 a.m. And then on the West Loop, northbound and southbound right at US 59, that's closed throughout the weekend as well. Avoid the area. And if you're headed over toward Pearland or if you're headed toward Pasadena, LaPorte, even the city of South Houston, these closures could really slow you up. FM 518, a total closure in both directions at State Highway 35 for work on the railroad. That's happening throughout the weekend. And then Saturday only, 4 a.m. to 7 p.m., you'll see closures north of the Gulf Freeway along Beltway 8.
All right, Elisa, thank you very much. Well, it's also a big weekend because football returns to Houston tomorrow. The Roughnecks' inaugural season kicks off at TDECU Stadium tomorrow night.
Yes, but the player greeting fans, well, might surprise you a bit before the game starts. Kicker Sergio Castillo will take midfield to greet fans. He'll say a message in both English and Spanish. The Rio Grande Valley native and proud Mexican-American says football is growing in popularity in the Latino community, and he's hoping to inspire other athletes.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime deal, because there's only a first year one time. So I think, being a Latino, being a Mexican-American from the Rio Grande Valley, from La Jolla High, it just shows that it doesn't matter where you come from, what's your background, what's your skin color, that anything can be done as long as you put in the hard work.
Well, the Roughnecks game starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Tickets, by the way, are still available. And that's going to do it for us. Thanks for getting caught up on the evening news.
Be sure to join us tonight at 10 on ABC 13. Good night.